Senior Gnome Gaming here, and as you can probably tell, this week's video is going to be a little bit different. This week we're checking out my real life cars instead of Forza builds, because real life cars are fun. Yes, this video is going to be filmed in a couple of different sections because one of my cars is here with me all the time, over here. And the rest of my toys are on a storage property a few hundred kilometers away. But I'll be going up there later this week, so we're going to be able to check them out later this week. But for now, we're going to check out my 1977 Holden Kingswood, which you just saw over there. That's that one. And then later in the week, I've got another 1977 Holden Kingswood and my 1965 Impala. And we've got a few other cool cars that are sitting around that I might show you. I've got a bunch of other cars that aren't really fun, they're just there for parts. But we'll see. Yeah, so this week we're looking at real stuff. Fun! So, first up is my 1977 Holden Kingswood. This is the HX model, so this was one of the last of the 1977 ones. And it's a Kingswood, so it's just your average sort of family car pretty much. Back in the day they were $3,000 brand new in 1977. It had a 3.3 litre straight six, 3-speed automatic, or you could also get with a 3-speed or 4-speed manual. Mine's the automatic, and this was just pretty much my regular cruising car for the last 4 years. This is my daily driver. Yeah, it's got a little bit of work done to it. I've got a aftermarket exhaust, extractors, changed over to electronic ignition with bigger ignition leads, better distributor. Radiator's got twin thermofans in it, and that's a radiator from a V8 model, so it's bigger than the standard 6-cylinder one. And yeah, overall it makes nice noises, but it's certainly not exciting. Not hugely powerful, but it's pretty cool. And like I said, it's just been my cruise car for the last 4 years or so. I may be looking at selling it, which would be a sad farewell. But I have another Kingswood, and I really want to get started on another project. But yeah, this has served me very well over the last few years. I've got upgraded front brakes, larger tyres than factory. There's 215s all round, although I usually run a 235 on the rear. I've just changed the wheels over, just because I've had to put some back on one of my other cars. This is a problem with having multiple cars, having to swap stuff around. But yeah, that is the first project. Let's have a look at the next one. Alright, so I made it out to our little escape in the country, our sweet little property. Out in the middle of nowhere. It's awesome. 5 acres, heaps of room. So we've got a bunch of cars just sitting around for parts, things that will be projects soon. This is, I think I mentioned in the other video, I have another 1977 Kingswood. This one is a HZ model. The first one you saw is a HX, which is the model before, but they're both built in 1977 because that was the crossover year. Turns out you can't just swap direction on my phone while you're videoing. You have to stop videoing and then do it again. But anyway, here it is, 1977 HX Holden Kingswood. Now this thing is rough. I picked this up for $300 when I was 13 years old. I picked this up for $300, and I made a bunch of plans for it, which never really happened. But then a few years later, I started actually working on it. And it has a little bit of a surprise inside. The outside is filthy and grotty because it's been sitting outside for about 10 years. But from here onto the bonnet, now that is not the original engine for this car. This is a Nissan RB30, which you might recognise sounds pretty similar to an RB26. It's the same engine family, so this was in the Australian Nissan Skylines, the R31 Skyline. This is what was installed into them and into the VL Commodore. this is a VL Commodore wagon, which is where this engine came from. I stole it right out of there. So this is actually a Nissan RB motor, which is going to get a twin cam 25 DET head conversion. That's going to be done later on. At the moment it's a 3 litre naturally aspirated single cam, and they were only used in Australia, and I think in the Middle East they had they use these in Nissan Patrols. But yeah, that's going to be the plan for this car. Nissan power. It's got a 5-speed manual behind it, which we've custom installed in here. Had to cut the shifter hole out of the floor. That fits so beautifully. Yeah, so this car's going to be completely rebuilt. The entire thing is going to be done. Like, I'm probably going to spend like $100,000 on this car. That's going to be completely redone. This is a very rare factory colour. You can't see it too good here. Hold up. Get back under the bonnet. You can see here. It's actually a metallic green, a fairly bright metallic green, which is a very rare colour in the 70s. Very few of these were actually fitted from the factory, so that's why I'm keeping this one. It's a little bit special. Somebody ordered it. This wasn't sort of the car that somebody just went and picked up one day. Somebody actually put in an order to Holden, so it's a special colour. It's got towing package. It came with one of those big old grandpa sun visors on the roof, which I have sitting in another car. Yes, but that was the first classic car I ever bought. That's the first car I actually ever bought. That's a VN Commodore, but that's a piece of shit. So this was the first classic car I ever bought. $300. It was like down the street from my house. It was towed home by our mate with a ute, which is why it now has a dent in the front. Because when he stopped, this car didn't. The brakes were fucked, and we didn't know that. But but that's okay. Yeah. That's a car I've owned the longest, I think. Oh no, well, that VN Commodore, I've had that the longest. I've had that, would have been like 10 years this year, I think I've had that. But now, for the next project, and this is the one that I'm starting on as soon as I move into my new house. This is happening. And this is very exciting. This was my dad's old car about 10 years ago. This was his daily driver. And I am very excited to be able to resurrect it, bring it back to life. I'm going to be starting on it very soon. This is a 1965 Chevy Impala 4-door hardtop. Now it's called a 4-door hardtop because of this neat little trick I'll show you. So open that up. You open that up, there's no pillar there. You open that up, there's no pillar there. So when you wind the windows down, this is all just open, empty space, and it looks awesome. And it's really cool when you're cruising. You like cruising with your mates. But yeah, 1965 Chevy Impala. Now, as you can see, it's rough, it's ugly, and that is exactly how it's going to stay. This was my dad's daily driver. This was it. He just drove this around. That was his normal car. Now, it came from the factory with a 327 cubic inch or 5.3 litre small block Chevy V8, a Power Glide 2-speed automatic transmission. That's right, only 2 gears. And fans of the Power Glide will tell you that there's only 2 gears because it's fast and faster. And I'm changing that. I need more gears so you can actually drive it on the highway. It'll be nice. So I've got 3 engines sitting around here I'm going to take bits and pieces from and cobble them all together and put that on. And yeah, I'll be building my own 327 Chev, but with a turbo 400 automatic transmission, so that has a nice high overdrive gear for driving on the highway, which makes this, usable. Because it's got a 355 to 1 rear diff ratio. Really set up for acceleration just because of the size of the thing. So yeah, getting a gearbox with a nice overdrive makes it so you can use it on the highway. And yeah, this will be, I've already started on this pretty much. I've started planning, and as soon as I move into my new house, I'll be bringing this down out of the paddock, and I'll be starting building my engine. So super excited for that. It's awesome. I'm not cleaning it up. I'm not painting it. Look at this. Cool, this classic rust. Keeping that. Just going to replace everything on the inside so it runs nice, drives reliably. And I'm going to be doing as much handling work as I can afford as well, because, you know, I like a challenge. Why not make a 5.4 meter long car try to handle, you know? Yeah, so that is my next project, which I am super keen for. That's going to be happening very soon. And in case you're wondering what Senior Gnome drives every day to work, it's this shitbox. This is a 1994 Nissan Pulsar, 5-speed manual, runs, drives, does all the nice things. I got it for $900 off a guy up in Brisbane who I'm pretty sure was a drug dealer, but you know, that's not my business. Yeah. So this is my crap box that I drive around every day. That's not interesting at all, but you know, thought it could be fun. But anyway, that's not as cool as that, so Impala, 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 yes. I'm so keen to fix this thing up, it looks awesome.